Danganranpa. Trigger Happy Havoc, as we all know. And where we left off was right here in the class trial. Everybody assumes that I'm the killer, and quite frankly, that's pretty stupid of them. But we're gonna prove to them that I am not the killer. So the reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked.
After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with walking bathrooms, right?
That is true. That's exactly what Monokuma said.
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right.
I swear, I think it's the orange head dude, the redhead guy, Leon, who killed her, because this whole class trial, from beginning to now, he's been acting very strange.
Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door, that's not lucky at all.
Really, because I think it is lucky, because the fact that the fact that I'm the only one other than you, Monokuma, that knew that the door gets stuck easily, I think that just kind of saved me from everybody assuming that I'm the killer, because if I knew that, why would I need to go and unscrew my own doorknob to try to get into the bathroom?
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked, so they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
Oh my gosh, how many times do we gotta go over it? The freaking nameplates were switched. But that's not one of the things, so... But they didn't know that
I got it!
it took place in my room.
The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable!
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms. Which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
Then there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through!
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
Right. So true.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Is what? Pointless? Because... You're right. It is pointless to break down a door that wasn't even locked in the first place.
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
And there we have it. He does have a point there. What do you gotta say to that, Byakuya?
That is a definite possibility.
Hey! He didn't disagree with me.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Yes. And who didn't know about the bathroom situation.
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
Oh really, Toko? But yet you were here the whole time saying that I was the one who did it. Now you all of a sudden change your mind. That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Okay, then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up! Quit without saving!
Okay, dude. Just shut the heck up.
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules!
What? That's so stupid.
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
No, it's not a good idea.
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
What's that?
Oh, you...
Celeste. Gosh dang.
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Oh. That is kind of weird.
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
Nah, I don't think it's that easy.
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Yeah.
Then maybe someone picked the lock?
No, the locks are unpickable from what Monokuma said.
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Let's see. So, if she didn't drop the key and the locks are unpickable, and they didn't break the doorknob to that door.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
No. The way she was talking to Makoto about the whole situation, I don't think that's possible.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place.
I know my place very well.
Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
Well, if you would shut up and let me explain, maybe then it would make sense to you, fatty. As some of the characters on here call you. I think Toko's one of them. Because she asked me to do something in particular because of how frightened she was. That's the answer right there. There's no way. Sayaka let someone in because Oh boy. Monokuma file. No, 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 no. Switching rooms. And switching rooms is the only thing that would make sense here.
I got it!
Exactly.
Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
The same goes for you. No matter what. No matter who it is, don't open the door for anyone. Even if it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching?
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
Yeah.
What if her being scared was a lie?
A lie?
Huh?
Yeah. That is my same exact reaction.
Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
There's something I want to talk to you about. Just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil. And these are the words that appeared.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words.
Detectives aren't the only people that do that. I've done that multiple times.
When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
Huh?
Which means, only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, I didn't. But...
Of course you didn't, because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
What? And that note, Sayaka wrote it?
But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
Well, then if that's the case, how about you just shut up?
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
And why is that?
What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say? Very well then. Pay attention.
Dorm nameplates.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the
That
note,
is correct.
the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in.
No, that's wrong! The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem.
That is
And the one
true.
who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right?
Okay, then who did it?
Oh, I see where she's getting at. There's only one person who could have switched the nameplates. And that's the only person that knew that we switched rooms, which was her herself. See? The only person who knew we had switched rooms. The killer, me, Sayaka. I'm gonna say the killer, not.
I got it! Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
Mm-hmm.
You can also infer as much from her note.
There's something I want to talk to you about. Just us two in 5 minutes. Come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room. Okay?
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
Yeah.
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
Wait. To me, that sounds like she was trying to pin something on me. Maybe she was planning on killing... No, that can't be. She really liked Makoto.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
Yes, why?
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the culprit!
Are you stupid? That doesn't mean we know who did it. We just know...
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Exactly.
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes?
Some of these people are so stupid.
Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
I think you're...
Replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself.
But how would that work when it's not a real sword?
It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
Oh my gosh. The reason I know Sayaka's wrist was broken with the fake sword is because when you look at her wrist, there's no doubt, because of the freaking gold on her wrist. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen, there's something glittery there. See?
Yeah.
Is that gold?
No, it's just... No. It's pee. Of course it's gold.
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword! Right there on her wrist!
Yeah, that's the only thing out of the whole situation that you said that is true.
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
Alright, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
And what led to Sayaka's death. That's what we need to make clear. Oh my gosh. More. Are you getting used to these non-stop debates? Starting with the next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets into your truth cylinder. But just like the weak spots, only one of those bullets can actually refute the proper statement. In other words, from here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak spots to refute each statement. I kinda already inferred that, but okay. If you come up with the wrong combination, you'll take damage to your influence gauge. You can press the L1 button to rotate the cylinder and choose which bullet to fire. Press and release the L1 to cycle through each bullet. Hold down the L1 button, then use the left stick to select a specific bullet. By the way, if the logic difficulty is set to kind, fewer bullets will be loaded into the cylinder. For our purposes this time, the logic difficulty will be set to mean. Oh man, that's so mean of you. Why would you do that? Get it? Mean. Well then, good luck and have fun. story. Replica sword sheath.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack!
No, that's wrong!
Yeah, that's wrong. It wasn't the sword.
Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Because the sword sheath had been scratched.
Yeah.
See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Exactly.
Stop jumping ahead! Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath.
Yeah.
If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
Duh.
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Yeah.
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I get it! So here's how it all played out.
Dude, don't even try.
The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend herself, but then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
And that is because, like Makoto said, even if you even barely touch the sword, all the gold coating comes right off.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
The part of her body shows she never used the sword. If you wanted to use a sword, which part of your body would have to touch it? Her broken wrist. That's what part of her body would have to touch the sword. No, even better, her stomach. I'm just fucking with you.
I got it!
It's her palms.
You're talking about her palms, right?
Why you say that as a question? That's correct.
The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Were you not listening? He specifically said right in front of you guys that even if you even barely touch the sword, the fucking gold coating comes right off.
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off.
Exactly.
All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle.
Yeah.
It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
But she got attacked during nighttime, didn't she?
Sorry, but I don't think so.
According to the Monokuma file.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
What? What is this? When the fuck did I ever call you ugly? Girl, you are just full of assumptions.
No, that's not it at all.
Always playing victim. There's no way Sayaka washed the gold coating off her hands because there's a certain regulation that talks about what happens to the bathroom at nighttime. See? Nighttime. Water can't remove it. Yes. No, she's afraid of water. She's a cat. She's a kitty cat. She's afraid of water. Just kidding.
I got it!
Fucking water.
According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Right.
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet.
And why the fuck would you tell everyone this? Now you're gonna seem like a gross girl.
Oh my.
Oh, of course, the fatty has to chime in.
You're no different. You smell like a big fat ugly donkey.
Dang! She just roasted him.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
Wow, dude. You really are stupid. You're supposed to take that as an insult.
An insult, obviously.
Yeah, thank you, Leon.
So
Even though
anyway,
I'm pretty
if
sure you're the
Sayaka never
killer.
touched the sword, then
By
that
the
means
way you've been acting.
the killer is the only one who used the sword.
Yeah. As much as I hate
But
to
hold
believe
on.
it.
If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
The one who damaged the sheath would have had to have been the one without the sword.
I got it! Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
Oh, he jumping around like he's going crazy. He triggered, man.
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own.
Yeah, but if that was the case, why would she do it in my room?
She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct?
Yeah.
Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
How could you say such a thing?
Sayaka wanted to... on me? ...
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates.
Shit. Kyoko didn't chime in that time.
She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room, where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto.
As much as I want to disagree with this, everything she is saying right now makes sense.
But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I mean, yes, that is true, but I mean, seeing as to how you all believed from the beginning, pretty much, that even if I didn't explain it to you, that you automatically assumed just because she was killed in my room that I did it. I was the killer. I don't think any of you would have believed me.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Nah, she's got a point there.
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
That's my reaction too right now, Mondo. I'm just thinking, sitting here like, holy shit, is this true?
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Just hold on! That can't be true! Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument! You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it!
You know what, Bear? How about you shut up?
Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
We can't decide.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
Is it really all over? Obviously, I'm committed to finding out who killed her, but what can I do? I mean, as far as clues go, there's nothing left. Bullshit. You have a whole bunch of fucking clues left. You have the fucking glass ball, all that stuff. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you also have the dying message.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
No, that's wrong! There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Oh my fucking gosh, there's more than one clue left.
Dining, wait, what did you say?
Yeah. Nice try, Leon. I said dying message. And then you chime in saying dining? Oh, now I really suspect you.
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037. Written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
Well, before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
Yes, we can. There's no question that Sayaka wrote that message, and I can prove it. Let's see. Right wrist, fatal wound, or left index finger. Huh, how would she write it?
I got it! Her left index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure.
Yep.
I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still... what the heck do those numbers mean? 11037?
It's very obvious what the numbers mean. Flip it around. Flip it around upside down, and you got LEO. And then it may look like two ones, but look very closely. There's a faint line in between the two ones connecting them together, making an N. So it's Leon.
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
How can you not?
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What?
Are you that stupid? It looks like a name.
No, it's just... look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers.
Yeah, meaning look at the numbers, assuming they're letters.
Don't these first two, 1-1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1-1, but... looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Yeah, because of the little connecting line.
Whoa! You might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Our little gray cells are really getting excited now.
But even if that really is an N037, doesn't make any more sense than
gosh.
before.
That's because they're not fucking numbers. ... Damn it, it's no use. I just don't know. ...
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Yeah, meaning flip it upside down. Dumbasses. Huh? Rotate it. Oh my gosh. Is my fucking character also stupid? I think maybe I see something.
Oh my god. Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it.
That's because it is the clue.
So, whose name did she write?
Sayaka's dying message reveals the killer's name. If you wrote